Hello everyone. Our classroom topic for SI presentation is high-level technology tools. The tool that we have chosen for our presentation is OpenRefine. I will be presenting this topic along with my friend Zibal Jafri. Let us now move on to the agenda for discussion. First, we would be giving a brief introduction of OpenRefine, overview of OpenRefine, its features, limitations of the tool, installation, demo of the tool in which a hands-on would be given on data cleaning, data manipulation, and conclusion. OpenRefine is a powerful tool to work with messy data, cleaning it, transforming it from one format into another format, extending it with external data. A brief history about OpenRefine. OpenRefine finds its root in the FreeWave's GridWorks solution developed by MetaWeb Technologies in May 2010. In July 2010, MetaWeb was acquired by Google and it was thus renamed to Google Refine, and the code was moved to a Google instance. In 2012, Google stopped active support and the project was renamed as OpenRefine. This is a standalone open source desktop application. It looks like spreadsheets or Excel. What is OpenRefine? It is an IDT interactive data transformation tool which is powerful for data visualization and map manipulation. Data in the following format is supported in OpenRefine: Excel, CSV, JSON, XML, RDF as XML wiki markup, and Google data documents. This messy, unstructured, inconsistent dataset can be explored using OpenRefine. It will be very difficult to explore data through redundancies and inconsistencies, but OpenRefine gives several functions through which one can filter the data, edit the inconsistencies, and view the data. It's a tool to clean the data. This image shows the entire environment in which the OpenRefine tool works. OpenRefine offers an innovative workflow from data ingestion to data consumption, with the capacity to reconcile information consistency and work with remote data processing services. It integrates with over 16 reconciliation services and has 8 community distributed plugins. You can interact directly with the API of 4 other platforms. The map lists the different services and plugins working with OpenRefine, as well as projects that have done heavy customization to add OpenRefine in their data manipulation processes. OpenRefine is generally used to solve the following data issues: human or free text errors, redundant citations, data in wrong fields, articles in caps lock, and inconsistent journal titles. What is the need of having OpenRefine? It is used to clean up data that is in a simple tabular format, is inconsistently formatted, has inconsistent terminology. It is used for detecting and fixing inconsistencies, split data up into more granular parts, match local data up to other datasets, enhance a dataset with data from other sources. Use OpenRefine when you need a tool which is more powerful than a spreadsheet, more visual and interactive than scripting, more powerful exploratory than a database. Spreadsheets can also refine a dataset, but they are not the best tool for it, as OpenRefine cleans data in a more systematic, controlled manner. While using historical data, we come across issues like blank fields, duplicate records, inconsistent formats, and using OpenFire tool can help to resolve such issues. Let us now compare OpenRefine with spreadsheets and databases. In OpenRefine, batch editing of rows and columns is possible. In spreadsheets, editing of one cell at a time. In databases, schema and programming language required for editing. The other difference is OpenRefine is used for exploring and transforming data, whereas spreadsheet is used for entering data and performing calculations. Data is out of sight in a database unless a script is run to view it. No schema is required in OpenRefine. Even in spreadsheets, there is no schema required, but in database, we got to have a schema. Data is always visible at each step of editing. Even in spreadsheets, data is always visible. In databases, data is not visible. An OpenRefine gives more interactive and visual experience of the data. In spreadsheets, visualization is not impressive. That is the reason OpenRefine is a better tool than spreadsheets and databases for data cleaning. There are certain limitations of OpenRefine. It is not a good tool for creating new data. It is also not useful or designed for huge data sets. The amount of data that can be processed depends on the amount of working memory. An experiment was conducted in which a file size of 512 MB to perform a split operation took more than 15 minutes, which is not acceptable in real-time application. So these limitations are for the huge data set, but this tool works fine for data with 10,000 rows. So how do we install OpenRefine? We need to go on to the openrefine.org website in which a download option is present. For Windows, we need to download the OpenRefine zip folder, unzip it, and double click on openrefine.exe file. For Mac, we need to download it, drag icon into the applications folder, and double click on it. In Linux, we need to download, extract the zip contents, and then type /.refine to start the application. Upon clicking on openrefine.exe in Windows, the following screen appears. This is a UI of OpenRefine. On the left, you have create project, open project, import project. Upon creating a project and choosing a file, we'll have a spreadsheet-like interface for working on the data. Let us now move on to the demo. This would be taken care by my friend by Zibal Jafri. Thank you.
Thank you, Mustafa, for introducing the tool to all of us. Now, I will be walking you through the demonstration of this data cleaning tool. So, this is how it looks like. So, unlike most of the desktop applications, OpenRefine tool runs as a small web server on your desktop, and your web browser points towards that web server, and hence this tool opens in a web browser. So I mean, nothing complicated. You just have to click the application button, and the tool will open in a tab in any of your browsers. So this is the home page of the tool. Now, for the demonstration purpose, I have copied this entire text, since we are using OpenRefine tool to transform and clean our data. So it is very helpful to transform data which is not exactly messy, but is not in the form we want to perform our data analysis. So I have copied this as a text file, and I'll just import this data into my tool from my desktop. So here we go. So this is after importing, I'll just hit next. So this is how it looks like, my text data which I copied from the Wikipedia. This is how it looks like. So first of all, there are some basic operations which I can perform on my data set in the home page. Like I have some empty rows in my data. So if I uncheck this option, I'll get rid of the empty rows. So I'll just uncheck, this, and now I can see that there are no empty rows anymore in my data set. And also, since the first row of this data set is just the heading, which I don't want in my data, so I can use the ignore first option. Since it's the first row, I'll just ignore my first row. So this is how it looks now. And now to perform further operations in my data, I'll create a project to move on to the next page where I can perform different operations to manipulate and clean my data. So as you can see, I have 273 rows in this data, and um, this is these are the first 10 rows, and this is how we can choose the number of rows we want to see at a time. So let's see how our data looks like. So see, in our data we have all these headings, the bigger headings, which are the years. So this is something which I don't want in my data, so I'll try to get rid of them. On observing closely, I can see that all these years, all these big heading have three equal to signs prior to them. So I can just filter the text which has three equal signs, and it is giving me 7 rows which has these equal signs prior to the start. So since now I have these 7 lines, I don't need these 7 rows in my data set, so I can just select my rows and I can just remove all these matching rows. So on hitting this, I'll get rid of all the years from my data, and after, now I can close this. Now we can see that we have a lot of bolded text in our data, so we don't need the bolded text. So uh, we can see that the bolded text has been encrypted as a triple quote in my data. So I'll just use a transform option where I'll use a replace function to replace the triple quotes with uh, spaces. So when I use this function, I'll get rid of those triple quotes, and hence my text would not be bolded anymore. The best part of the options which OpenRefine provides is that we get a preview option where we can see how our text, how our data would look like after the transformation. So here, like, we can see that when the triple quotes are removed, we got rid of all of them. So once you are assured that you got what you wanted, you can just hit the OK button, and you can see that now we don't have those bolded text anymore. Now we can see that for each year the winner is listed first, and then the nominees are shown as indented sublist. So uh, we can see that in the wiki text the nominees are encoded using the double star. So this, using this hint, we can categorize the winners and the nominees into uh, two sections in a different column. So I'll just use my edit column option where I'll try to create a column based on this column. Let's say the name of the column is winner, and uh, it will just return me a true and a false value based on the character which I will enclose in the code. So if I have 2 stars in the name of an actor, that is a nominee. But what I'll do is I'll use a not function. So now the actors which does not have 2 stars encoded in their name will return a true value, and the other actors will return me as a false value. So let's see. So now I have a column which shows me is winner, and which gives me the which returns me true value when the actor is a winner, and otherwise false. So Mm, Now what I can do is I can just see the I can use a text facet. So I just want to see my true all the rows for which the is winner column returns me the value of true. Now I can see that I have these here in my name, which I want as a separate column. So let's create a column where value 1 2 6. So the value 1 to 6 gives me the year names. So I'll just create a column based on this column. The new column name would be year, and it will be having the values for all the winners. Since we don't have the years for our nominees, we just have the years for our winners. Hence I have just uh, filtered out the winners first, and then based on that I have created a column which corresponds to the year when an actor won the Filmfare Award. Now let's see. Now we don't need this here anymore, so we can just use. We have a transform option which we can use, uh, where I can use a substring function so that my data will be starting from, since 1 to 6 I had here, I'll from the sixth word, from the sixth position I have the rest of my data starting with, and hence I'll get rid of the years. As I can see in the preview, I don't have the year here anymore, so that sounds correct. So here we go. Now let's come to the false values. I don't have year for the false values, but I want to get rid of these stars, these two stars. So what I can do is that I can again use a transform option where I can use again a substring function to start my text from, since first two positions are the stars, I don't need them anymore, so I'll just get rid of them using the substring function. And now I can see that now I don't have the two stars in my nominee's name. So I think now we don't need I mean we have, since I have got what I wanted, I'll just get rid of this facet. And here we go. So one thing which we can see is that for the year, the values are only for the rows for which we have an actor who won the Filmfare Award for that year. Since we don't have the nominees here, we can use a fill down option. Since the nominees are for the same years for which an actor won an award, we can use a fill down option which will fill down the year with the same year as above in the blank spaces. Now if I see that I have my actor name, the name of the movie, and the name of the character in the same column. So what I can do is I can just split these rows, split this column into different columns using a separator. So for, in this case, I have this space dash space as a separator which I'll copy between my actor name and the rest of the part. So I'll just split it into a column which I'll paste, which I copied. Wait. And I just want it to be split into two columns. So here we go. Similarly, I'll do this step once again, so that I want to separate the movie name from the character name. And as I can see that I have a space, as, and a space as a separator. It didn't come well, I guess, but okay. So I have a space in beginning and I want to separate into two columns again. So when I do it, now I can see that I have a column which has an actor name, the movie name, and the character name. So I can just rename this column accordingly. Actor, movie, and this is the character. So now let's say I want to append the winner in the actor column for the winner rows. So I can use a transform option where I can use a function called cells, which will refer to the is winner column, which is already existing in our data set, and then it will check for its value, which if is true, it will append winner, else nothing. So yeah, so we can see here that now in the preview our actor column, for which we had the winner rows, will be replaced by a winner in the actor column, and for the nominees it will be just like earlier. So this is how it looks now. So we can see that 63 cells have been affected with this change. Now we don't need this column anymore because we already have it in the actor column, whether the actor was a winner or a nominee. So we can just collapse this column. So this is how we can, this was a demonstration of how we transformed a text file into a tabular format, and after that we can simply export it, let's say into a Excel file, extra transformed, let's name it transformed, and save it in the desktop. Let me open this. So as we can see how our data got transformed from a text file into a proper tabular format into an Excel file, which can be used for analysis. So this was the demonstration of our data cleaning tool OpenRefine, and there are, like I said, a lot of features which can be used. For example, these are the steps which we followed to transform our data, and then let's say if you did something and you are not satisfied with the result, or you committed a mistake. So the best part is that you can always roll back. I can just go to the start and then do whatever I want to do again. Or like if I have committed a mistake in step 12, I can again go to step 11. I can just roll back. So this feature encourages the user to make more mistakes and play with the data, which helps in better understanding of the tool. And then we can just we can also extract this. We have a script created for all the steps we followed. We have a JSON script which has been created, which I can copy, and let's say I have data which has a similar structure. When I say similar structure, I mean it has similar columns, similar number of similar column structure, similar data structure. So I can just open a new tab for OpenRefine, I can just use a create project option. I can choose that similar structure file, and after choosing, I can just uh, use this option to apply. I can paste my code which I just copied from the previous project, and I can perform operations. So I would directly get this end result since we had to follow the same steps. So the reusability factor is something which makes this tool very significant. Well, thank you so much for your time and have a great weekend. Thank you.